welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something huge, really important, young people's mental health and how it connects with their lives online.
That's right. We're drawing from excerpts of Navigating the Digital Maze, which itself is based on a World Health Organization policy brief. And our mission, really, is to just cut through all the noise.
Yeah, get to the core of it.
Exactly. What are the key takeaways? What does the research actually tell us right now?
And I think the first big takeaway right off the bat is that this isn't simple. It's not like, oh, the internet is bad for kids or it's great.
No, definitely not. The source really hammers this home. The main finding, if you had to boil it down, is that digital tech is, well, a double-edged sword.
Okay.
Its impact, whether it's good or bad for mental well-being, it really hinges on how kids are using it,
Yeah.
why they're using it, and, how much. The tech itself isn't inherently the issue or the fix.
Right, the context is everything. So let's unpack that double edge. What's on the positive side? What benefits does the source point to?
Well, it emphasizes that for a lot of young people, online spaces actually offer some pretty significant rewards. Things like finding genuine connection with others, which is huge.
Yeah.
Also finding powerful ways for creativity, for self-expression, and it can even boost self-esteem sometimes. Especially, for young people who might feel a bit isolated or marginalized offline, finding communities online can give them this vital sense of belonging.
Like a support system they might not have otherwise.
Exactly. It can foster empathy, problem-solving skills, stuff like that, through, say, collaborative games or projects online.
Okay, so real human needs being met there.
Yeah.
But then there's the other side of the sword, the risks. What are the main concerns of the
Okay.
report flags?
Yeah, and this side can be, well, pretty tough. The risks include things you'd expect, like exposure to cyberbullying, which can feel relentless online.
Right.
Exposure to harmful content, maybe violence, exploitation, that kind of thing. And also those toxic comparisons, seeing curated lives online that can fuel anxiety about body image or lifestyle or success.
But here's a really crucial takeaway. The source highlights. It's not just the content. It's also about the platform design itself.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Things like infinite scrolling, those constant notifications popping up, the intense focus on likes and getting validation. These design features can actually tap into psychological vulnerabilities.
And become sources of stress themselves.
Precisely. They can really heighten anxiety.
That feels like a critical point. The design matters, not just what you happen to stumble across. Okay, what's another major insight from the report?
Another really key takeaway is that this relationship, it goes both ways. It's bidirectional. Meaning it's not just that using digital tech affects your mental health. Your existing mental health state also significantly shapes how and why you engage with technology in the first place.
Okay, so if you're already feeling down.
Right. You might go on social media looking for connection, maybe a pick-me-up, but you could end up just, doom scrolling for hours and feeling even worse. You get caught in this negative feedback loop.
Yeah, I can see that. And someone who's already struggling with something might just be more vulnerable to the negative stuff online.
And I guess it follows that not everyone is affected in the same way. It's not a uniform experience.
Absolutely not. That's another vital takeaway. The report really stresses that vulnerability varies a lot.
How so?
Well, young people who maybe have pre-existing mental health conditions or low self-esteem or body dissatisfaction or those facing challenges offline,
Like what kind of challenges?
Could be socioeconomic hardship or maybe issues related to identity. The report mentions gender minority youth, for example, or just lacking supportive environments at home or school. These young people are often more susceptible to the harms online.
And maybe less able to tap into the benefits.
Exactly. Their offline world really shapes their online experience, for better or worse.
Wow. So this really complex dance between the individual person, how they're using the tech, why they're using it, and the tech itself, including its design.
You've got it. And like you said earlier, the research is still evolving. It's hard to prove direct long-term cause and effect, partly because the tech changes so incredibly fast, right?
Always playing catch up.
Yeah. But the signals of harm, especially for certain vulnerable groups of young people, they're clear enough that the source argues we do need to act. We can't just wait for perfect proof.
Okay, so given all this complexity, this double-edged sword, the varying vulnerability, what's the final key takeaway? How should we approach this?
Well, the source basically argues for a kind of public health balancing act. We can't just, ban digital life. It's too woven into everything now.
Not realistic.
Not at all. So the goal has to be amplifying the potential benefits while working really hard to minimize the harms. And that means a multi-pronged approach, not just one solution.
Makes sense. What does that look like?
It means things like boosting digital literacy and resilience skills in young people themselves, pushing tech companies for safer, more ethical, more inclusive platform design.
Holding them accountable.
Yes, and fostering open, honest conversations between kids, parents, educators. Everyone needs to be talking about this. And then there's policy, looking at regulations that genuinely prioritize the well-being of young users.
So it really takes action on many different levels. No silver bullet here. It's a complex challenge demanding nuance.
Absolutely.
Which leads to a final thought, really. Given how deeply embedded all this tech is in young people's lives, and knowing the evidence is still unfolding, how do we, parents, educators, policymakers, all of us, how do we actually listen effectively to young people themselves? How do we truly understand and support their well-being as they navigate this digital maze? Something for all of us, I think, to reflect on.